Most JavaScript developers don't realize they are writing code that can break their application. Everything looks fine at first, but suddenly the UI stops updating, data changes unexpectedly, and the bugs start appearing randomly. The scary bit, your code might look completely correct. The real problem is something called shared mutable state. And this is exactly why pure functions are so important. In this video, we'll not only explain the concept, we'll also run a live demo with real JavaScript code and UI to show how these bugs actually happen. You will see the bugs happening in real time, why it happens, and how pure functions fix it. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand pure functions in a way that most tutorials never explain. So let us jump into it. The problem with modern JavaScript applications. Modern JavaScript applications are very complex, which means they are event driven, meaning the app reacts when you click button or type in a form. They are asynchronous, meaning multiple things can happen at the same time, like loading data while you are using the application. They are also stateful, meaning the application remembers things like your login status or items in your cart. Because of this complexity, one major problem appears in many applications, and the problem is shared mutable state. Before we understand the problem of shared mutable state, we need to understand what mutation is. Mutation basically means changing the original data directly. If you add orange in the fruits array using push, you are actually mutating fruits array. Avoiding mutation means creating a new copy instead of using push. We create a new array called new fruits and the fruits using split operator and add a new item oranges to it. This keeps our application stable and predictable. What is a shared mutable state? A shared mutable state means multiple parts of the program are using the same data, and the data can be changed. Let's break it down. Shared means many functions or components use the same data. Mutable means the data can be changed. So together, shared mutable state is equals to data that many parts of the application can change. Imagine a whiteboard in an office. Everyone in a team can read it, can write on it, and erase things. Now imagine multiple people updating it at the same time. Problem happens, right? Someone deletes something important, someone overwrites some another person's work, the board becomes confusing. This is this is exactly what happens in the code as well. Here, let us look at these two functions, function add item and remove item. Both of these function add item and remove item modify the global variable card. The card is shared variable, multiple functions can change it, and the state keeps mutating. This can cause bugs in the application. So, what is a pure function? A function is considered pure if it follows two simple rules. The first one is it always returns the same output for the same input. Second, it doesn't modify anything outside of itself, which means there are no side effects, no global changes, no hidden mutations, and no unexpected behavior. This is the example of a pure function. Every time we call a function add with the same inputs, we get the same result. 5 plus 2 will always return 7. The, the function also doesn't modify anything outside of itself. That makes it predictable and safe. Now let us look into an example of an impure function. Here, the function modifies a global variable called total. The first time we call the function, it returns 5, but the second time, even though input is same, it returns 10. This means same input, different output. And this is where many JavaScript bugs come from. So what causes this box and why? When functions modify said data, problem starts appearing. Multiple parts of the application may change the same variable, async requests may override each other, and the debugging becomes extremely difficult. This is why pure function is so important. Let us look at the real world example. The function adds item to a shopping cart, but it directly modifies the cart array. Now imagine the user double clicks the button or a network retry happens. Suddenly, the cart contains duplicate items. Let's look at the pure version. Now here is the pure version. Instead of modifying the original cart, we create a new one. This makes every state change intentional and predictable, and the bugs become easier to track. Why are pure functions easier to debug? Debugging pure function is simple. If something goes wrong, you only need to check what went in and what came out. There are no hidden dependencies or global changes. Pure functions are extremely easy to test. You don't need database, APIs, or global variables. Just give the function an input and check the result. That is it. So, why does purity matters in React? Frameworks like React rely on predictable updates. Modern frameworks like React rely heavily on pure updates. If you mutate state directly, React may not detect changes. That can cause UI not updating, stale data, and unpredictable rendering. Pure functions ensure React works correctly. Here is the big idea. Most JavaScript bugs come from hidden state changes. Pure functions eliminate those changes and make sure your code is much easier to maintain. Here is the one sentence to remember. Pure functions eliminate invisible state changes, and invisible state changes are where most JavaScript bugs live. Let's look at this simple web page. There are two buttons. One is add shoes, and other one is remove item. Add shoes adds an item to the cart, and the remove item removes an item from the cart. And below that, we have cart items, which is a list that shows list of items in the cart. So when you click the button, it calls the JavaScript functions so that this page is interactive. Here is the code behind that web page. Now look at this line, let cart equals to an empty array. This variable cart stores stores all the items in the cart. But here is the important part. This variable is global. That means multiple functions can change it. And that is exactly what creates a shared mutable state. Shared means many functions use it. Mutable means the data can change. Now, let's look into this function render cart. This function updates the UI. It grabs a list of element from the page and clears it. Then it will loop through the cart items using for each array, which is this block. For every item in the cart, it creates a list item, adds the product name, displays it on the page. So this function is responsible for showing the cart. Now, let's look into the another function, which is add item. So when we click add shoes, this basically happens. The item is pushed into the cart array, which is this line. The cart is updated and the UI is rendered. But here's the problem. This function modifies external data. It changes the cart directly. That means this function is impure. Now, there is another function called remove item. Now, let's look into this function. This removes the last item from the cart. Again, it directly modifies the set card, so this function is also impure. Why set mutable state is dangerous? In a small application, this works fine, but in larger applications, multiple parts of the app changes the same data. Bugs become hard to track, the UI becomes unpredictable, debugging becomes difficult. For example, another function could accidentally change the card and suddenly items disappear. What makes this code impure? This code has three main problems. One is the card is global. Multiple functions modify it. Functions depend on external state. That's exactly what pure functions try to avoid. Now, let's look into the bugs of this function. If I click on add shoes for the first time, it basically adds one item shoes to the card. Now, if I click it again, it adds two shoes. Again, if I click it again, it adds three more shoes. The reason it's being like that is because the global variable card is modified by add shoes. This is a real bug. Imagine a user, if he's trying to add one item to the cart to purchase, he's adding multiple items every time he clicks that button. Now, let's fix this code. Now, let us do the side-by-side comparison of these two different codes. The one on the left-hand side is the old code, and the one on the right-hand side is the new version. The head section is basically the same, so is the body section. There's heading, there's two buttons, one to add item and one to remove item, and the list of card items. The render function that renders card is basically the same. The reason it's basically the same is because it doesn't mutate any global variables. Now, let us look into the add item function. In the old version, over here on the left hand side, we use now let's do side-by-side comparison of the older version of the code and the newer version of the code. And the older version of the code, we are using card.push item under add item function. This mutated the original data. But now, under new code, we are creating a new card instead of modifying the old one. This makes the function pure. Now, this function add item over here, it always takes an input, returns a new output, and does not touch external variables. This means same input, same output. This is the core idea behind pure functions. Now, this code over here has new clean architecture. The UI layer is render card. The business logic remains in add item and remove item. And there's a control layer, which is handle add item and handle remove item. This is how real applications are structured. It is easier to debug, and if something breaks, we only need to check add item and remove item because they are independent and predictable. Yes, if you look at these two functions over here, these two functions reassign the global variable to card, but they do not mutate the card directly like the older version did. This is a very important distinction. Now let's look if we have got the same bug as before on the web page. Here is the code. Here is the UI where the new code is loaded. So let's refresh this page and add item shoes. If I click it once, it only adds one item. If I click another time, then it's adding one shoes, which is what we want. If you click on multiple times, it will add one item per each click. And if you click on remove item, it basically removes the last item. This is the functionality that we're looking for. So this new code has solved the bug that the old code had.